And depending on the lifestyle you live and depending on what the situation is, not only does the snitches get stitches, snitches get ditches. Snitches will literally die. Culture dictates morality, meaning the social norms of a community dictates what's right or wrong. It also defines what success and failure is, okay? Now, I say that because I want to start off by letting everybody know who's looking to engage in different community outreach and all of these type of things. You never want to disrespect the normalcy of a community. What's wrong in one community may be right in another. Now, on the bigger grand scheme of things, there's some standard truth for what's right and what's wrong, but we're not dealing with that. We're dealing with the individuals in a community. In many communities, particularly gang and drug impacted communities, survival is key, right? So if survival is key, violence is definitely an option to deal with conflict. Does that mean I'm advocating violence? No, it doesn't. But at the same time, in communities where survival is key, if you do not respond to conflict in a certain way, you can easily become prey. So I can't go into a community that is heavily gang impacted and heavily drug impacted and tell people don't be violent. I have to, teach them, alternatives gradually. I can't go into a school and say, if somebody hits you, go tell the teacher. Because in this community, guess what? I'm sure you all heard of snitches get stitches. And that's a real thing. And depending on the lifestyle you live and depending on what the situation is, not only does the snitches get stitches, snitches get ditches. Snitches will literally die. So it's easy for me if I'm outside of the community to tell somebody what they should be doing. But the key is to learn the social norms of that community and then develop alternatives and options within the social norms of that community that make sense with that culture, right? Because culture dictates morality. If I'm in a culture that really is dictated by survival and you hit me and I don't hit you back and I go tell, that is not only just a violation of culture code, that is a moral violation. There's people that literally can't understand how I can get smacked and don't hit back, right? Because that is the culture of that community. Now, if you go in another community where people trust authority, they wave at the police and everything is all good, and you respond with violence, you are probably wrong for the violence, right? You are morally wrong because in that community, to be violent is a moral violation. So I say all that to say, in order to really engage a community, you must understand the social norms of the community. Take yourself out of it. When you're engaging the community, it's about them and not about you. It's not about your judgment. It's not about your condemnation. It's about understanding where they are and meeting them where they are, and we leveling up together for a movement.